Eveynna MacTeague has had a pretty eventful life. Eveynna MacTeague was 20 years old when Stratholme fell at the hands of the Legion and the Leech King, and at the hands of her country's prince. Evie witnessed the fall. Evie watched the fall happen around her. Eveynna MacTeague had to make an utterly miserable decision that day, and chose loyalty to the crown over all else. The shadow of Alterac was still strong then. Loyalty had to be proven over and over. Your loyalty was unshakable. When she swore loyalty to the Silver Hand under the blessing of the light, she swore to be tenacious, be compassionate. She swore fealty to Tyrannus Minethil II, swore to protect humanity regardless of the cost. There was no other way. No other way. You know there was no other way. Had there been one, you'd have found one. Evie wanted more than anything to follow Uther, to follow Jaina, to run. She isn't sure why she didn't. Duty comes before personal desire. Duty bound us all. Sometimes the cost would be high. She knew that. She didn't flinch from that. When Arthas dissolved the Silver Hand, she was sure he had to have heard her heart crack clean in two. Like her father before her, Evie was a battle medic. None fell under her weapon. The wounded rose back to their feet under her hands. She couldn't find Stacia. She found Statia's house. She couldn't find Stacia. She couldn't find Dame Oakenfold. Captain Falric sliced his finger open on the fletching of a carelessly drawn arrow. Evie closed the wound. Captain Marwen had his shoulder dislocated, and his arm broken by an abomination's chain. Evie set him right. All the while, all through that grim, inexorable march, she wondered, do I have some kind of breaking point? Is this eventually going to become too much? Lightly a golden bough of Eversong fell on her sword. The burden of duty and the pain of understanding broke her, and she could no longer bear being. She took her own life. You didn't think her weak, oh, not the least bit. You cursed your mace for not having edges. Mal'Ganis was uglier than she thought he'd be, but not as monstrous as she thought he'd be. In the sickly green glow of fell flame, and the ruddy glow of funeral pyres for a city, the light of Arthas's eyes died. You didn't feel anything. You carried a rushed light, and put home after home to the torch, granting blessed destruction to the dead within. You followed Captain Falric because you knew he was reckless. You followed your prince because you knew he was reckless. As it turned out, Evie's breaking point came long after the flames had died to seething embers. It came in the middle of the night. It burns and burns and burns. To this day it burns yet. There's no rest for the wicked. Only stony sleep vexed to nightmare. Evie left the camp in the still darkness before dawn and sought out Jaina. You found refuge in her arms, but there can be no rest for you, can